What do you think in your top 4 teams?
You got to go Georgia. Of course, I'm going to pick Florida State in there. I think the Big Ten, that's a toss-up. I think you could put Oregon or Ohio State in there and how they navigate through the playoffs. And I think like one of the wild card SEC teams, bro. Even like a Tennessee, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like somebody,
Texas?
yeah, like a Texas.
Who's your national title matchup?
Florida State, Georgia.
And the winner? What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Verse Us with Eric Nixick. He is Eric Nixick. I am Randy Fainrich, and this is Verse Us. Verse Us with Eric Nixick is presented by Macros Gelato, a high-protein gelato with 60 grams of protein per pint with high-quality dairy and whey protein isolate designed to aid muscle recovery and growth. Macros Gelato is available beginning in August, which is right now, online at macrosgelato.com. Eric, what's up, bro?
Nice laptop.
Thanks, bro. Hey, it's going to stay here forever, bro. Forever.
Ad space.
Yes. Not sponsored. Hey, come on, guys. Come on, Monster or who wants it? You know, Jackson. Got your chains on, too. What's going on, man? Hey, by the way, I'm exhausted. I don't know how you do this, like where you get back from a trip at fucking 10 p.m. or 12 a.m. or whatever, and then come in here and do this, like, every Sunday.
And you're coming from L.A.
I'm coming from L.A. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're all right, bro?
Yeah,
you okay?
You're coming from like Jersey or Manchester or fucking Abu Dhabi or some shit. I'm exhausted, man.
Bro, I'll tell you, the ice bath helps me. I don't know, like you see all these like scientific reasons why to take it, why not to take it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, man, it helps me a ton. Like I hop in the ice bath. I have a Revive plunge at home. And then anytime shout out Revive. There you go.
Here.
Ad space. But that shit helps me, dude. It helps me a ton. It like resets me. I kind of live on that. So if you can ice bath or get in that's kind of
I would love to. I usually like this is like I guess personal, but like I walk the dog every morning, right? Like 7 a.m., 7:30, and like getting that sunlight usually like wakes me up, helps like, what is it, circadian rhythm, like set your circadian rhythm or whatever. But I feel like if I did like an ice bath maybe and then walked him or something, I'd feel like.
I mean, to each is their own, bro. Like people like ice baths don't work, whatever. Yeah. Man, it helps me a ton.
Yeah.
You know,
and everybody's different, right? I mean, I'm sure it helps, but I would love to try it.
That jet lag is a real motherfucking thing.
I don't even think, I mean, it's not jet lag. I came from LA. I'm just like,
I'm
just like fucking tired, bro.
Same time zone, gotcha? Wow, man.
So,
wait till that baby comes.
Dude, oh my God. Which is why I came back the same day. But so I got up at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. My flight was at 7, I think. Went to LA, went to the Crawford fight. We were hosting some partners out there for 3.0 Labs. And flew out with Markel and the whole crew. Saw Dewey out there.
Yeah.
Dewey was there with Big David and Timmy.
Nice.
And went to the Crawford fight. It was awesome. The venue looked amazing. It was actually really cool. Like BMO Stadium, I'd never been. That's where LAFC plays, the soccer team. And it was an outdoor venue. They had a little canopy over the ring. It was really nice, man. It was really nice, and it was packed. I know they announced a sellout, but it was packed in there. It was super packed, and everything went off without a hitch. Obviously, it's boxing; everything takes fucking forever.
Right.
But yeah, I caught a flight out that night at like because I'm having a baby. I don't know if we told you guys that, but the baby could come at any moment. So I was like, I'm not gonna risk it and stay the night. I'm flying out that night, and came back. So. Well, my flight got delayed, and then I had to book another flight on Alaska. on Alaska Airlines. Roll the dice, baby. Hey, so Camille fucking so I'm driving to the airport. I get the text, United flight is delayed till 12:30 a.m. or some shit. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to be here for another 4 hours or whatever it is.
You could have drove.
Exactly. I could have drove. So I call her. She's like, "Oh, there's an Alaska flight at 10 p.m." And I was like,
"You feeling lucky?"
Yeah. both of us, kind of like awkward silence on the phone. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we were both thinking that, like, to roll the dice with Alaska. We didn't want to say it.
So that was the one with the doors that blew off.
So it had. It's crazy because they happened within like a month of each other. So the first thing that happened was the door fell off. And then the reason
You said it so casually, like so they're midair and they're 30,000 feet up, and the door flows.
We're a convertible now.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
So what happened is once it reached about like 14,000 feet, so you pressurize at 10, the pressure was enough to blow it out. But what happened is that it was a door plug, so there wasn't actually a door there. That's why it was like an actual panel. So like there was a seat right there.
Yeah.
And what happened is that when they installed the
That
door
seat's
panel,
gone.
they didn't.
Phew.
No, it got blown out. If somebody was in there, it would have
course,
died.
yeah.
There was a mom sitting like the aisle over, and her son was like right there, and like the shirt, her son's shirt blew off of him, and she's like holding on to her son. Yeah. So they
Just
didn't.
nightmare fuel.
Oh my god.
Oh
It's
my
disgusting.
God.
But anyway, so that happened, and then a month after was a pilot who was doing a jump seat. Like he was in the jump seat, which was, he was transporting from one to the other. So what happened is that when he was in the jump seat, he tried to turn off both engines. And the reason why was because a couple of days ago, he went on a mushroom trip. He was up in Washington. He went on a mushroom trip dealing with depression. Right?
Alaska, who we hiring?
Yo.
He went on
What the
He went
fuck?
on a mushroom trip because he was dealing with depression since 2018 when his best friend died.
Okay.
So he went on this mushroom trip, went on a crazy high, and then he felt like he was like out of his body
He did the mushrooms like
2 days before.
What
48
kind of
hours,
bro?
Some nasty
who's
ones.
wait,
your
so
plug?
the trip. Yeah.
What kind of shrooms are those,
Did
bro?
you inject the shrooms?
I want to go to
Like, what?
Narnia.
He snorted them. Yeah, he put him with a little meth, right? And then
Wow,
Christ.
yeah. But then he said that because he made a statement from jail. He said that live from jail. He said that
It's his delivery. It's the way he says it.
so nonchalant.
So casually.
yeah, I'm numb to this. He said that he thought that if he turned off the airplanes engines and crashed the plane, he would wake up.
What?
So what he did is so when you go up, you have to put your hand, pull the knob, you have to pull the handle, twist it, and then push it in. He went for the first engine, pulled it, twisted it, and before he was able to pull it in, one of the pilots, either the pilot or the first officer, stopped him, restrained him, and then usually the protocol is you duct tape them. So you duct tape, so they like held them down, and then they landed the plane. And I did say this before, like if they would lose one engine, it's not the end of the world. Like they would land it. Like even if you ask a pilot, they said like an engine going out is like not even like really the biggest deal
That
for them.
doesn't
Yeah.
sound like
How
it
much is
sounds
that
a big deal.
upgrade for
Yeah.
that experience?
Bro, so I was talking to
You know, like upgrade to first class.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, hey, can I get the one where we almost crashed this thing and we have to duct tape the guy? I want that Alaskan experience.
Camille said
Holy
said
shit.
she flew Alaska like last year sometime, and to upgrade to first class was $15.
Yeah, but you know why? Because you might have to hold the motherfucker down and duct tape him. That's why.
Oh my
Hey, we're
God,
gonna
dude.
pay you $15 to
Yeah,
sit here.
yeah.
But you might have to go hands on with the pilot and land
Hey,
this
do you know
fucking plane.
jujitsu? Can you restrain?
That's your exit row. Yeah, excuse me, sir. What level black belt are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you sorry, you can't sit here.
Holy shit.
Holy
dude.
shit,
Alaska,
dude.
what are
It's
we
Boeing.
doing, bro?
Boeing is having bad press. Like Boeing had to pay Alaskan like $160 million because it's technically not Alaskan's fault.
It's Boeing's fault
It's
that the
Boeing's
pilot
fault.
went on a mushroom
No,
trip.
well, I'm talking about that one is different. So a few years back, when the 737 MAX 8 came out, which was like their next generation,
Yeah.
2 or 3 planes crashed within
Yeah.
a month of each other.
Yeah.
And that was a Boeing issue. What it was is that there's a
Throttles, shit, whatever.
it was the trim. So like when pilots are taking off, they set the trim because if not, it's really heavy to pull that off. There's a sensor that basically told the trim that it was landing or whatever, and it pushed
and then go down.
down. But the thing is,
Yeah.
for you to pull that back, you're talking about like thousands of pounds of pressure that you have to
Right.
pull back. And they found out that the way they would have saved it, if you pull back hard enough to like basically you pull back to like go into 0G and then release the pressure from the trim and then manually twist it. But they didn't know that, and what it was a sensor. And it was through
Passengers are like,
Boeing.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
crazy. It's crazy.
Bro, I always wonder like how many near-death experiences that I had that I just didn't know about.
Yes.
Right?
Dude, I
Like
think about that flying
all the time. Like you're just fucking doo-doo-doo. And then, oh yeah, we almost got hit in mid-air by something or whatever, dude.
Did you see those planes the other day? I don't know if it was Alaska. It might have been.
But
But
poor
they
Alaska. We're going to get sued
Yeah, I know.
for fucking something.
well, do better, Alaska. But did you see those? They didn't hit, but they like literally crossed within, I don't know, meters of each other. Like
Yeah, if I
were
remember
just-
correctly, it wasn't that close. But if I remember correctly, it was an air traffic control that cleared a takeoff and a landing from the same runway at the same time. Yeah. So
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah,
What is going on?
That one wasn't as bad. Like it was pretty close. Airplanes, they have what's called a TCAS system, which is like a traffic aware control system or something like that. So when aircrafts get close enough, it'll basically tell one aircraft to pull up and one aircraft to go down. So like once they get within like even remote close range, an alarm blares off and it tells each pilot what to do to get out the way. So like there's like things like that would prevent stuff like that from happening. So it's not as like easy as like one thing
Vic
happening.
studying to be a pilot?
I swear to God, bro, in my head, I'm like, how the fuck do you know all this
I'm
stuff?
an
All right,
aviation
Maverick.
enthusiast.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
What the fuck, dude?
Ignore me. We'll
The
talk about
most
fights now.
knowledge
Hell.
about all kind
Yeah.
of shit. So there's a TCAS system, and when
Right.
physics in this
Jesus
angle happens,
Christ.
and you got to inject fuel this way in one engine, man.
Moonlights as a fucking pilot.
Jesus, man. God knows everything. What's going on, guys? We just want to take a break real quick from the video to tell you guys thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe as it helps the pod continue to grow. Now let's get back to the episode. So anyway, that was my day yesterday.
So you made it home.
Made it home in one piece.
Thank God you made it back from LA.
Yeah, thank God. Such a
fucking trek.
long trek.
Did you have trail
Crossed
mix
so
on the
many
way?
time
You okay?
zones. But yeah, man, I guess, I don't know. I haven't traveled since, this is the first year, to be honest, since like 2016, where I've like not traveled every month.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Working
yeah.
with UFC, Francis stuff, Saudi, 333 when I was running that,
Saudi
3.0 labs.
Penitentiary.
Yeah, Saudi Penitentiary. So I think like having, my last flight was in March. So what was that? April, May, June, July. 5 months, 6
Yeah.
months of like not going anywhere. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm gearing up for my next clip of Saudi Penitentiary.
Yeah.
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 That's probably be about a month out there.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
good
gonna
times.
be rough. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Well, I guess Abu Dhabi's after. So
You know what's great about Saudi though?
what?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, the dirt.
Yeah.
The dirt's cool. That's great.
Man.
I mean, the traffic is awesome.
Yeah.
That's,
Jesus
that's cool. I mean, if you
Christ,
like
bro.
traffic, you should
Yeah,
go to Riyadh.
You should go to Riyadh for sure.
Where the lanes are all these suggestions.
Yeah, traffic lights. Stop. Like a question mark.
Head on traffic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good
Ubers.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Whatever.
go.
We make our own rules. Speaking of the Middle East, we'll transition real quick. Just touch on. We went 0-2, solid at Abu Dhabi.
I'm okay. Well, all right. Yes. All right.
We went 0-2.
Yeah, we did.
But real quick, just thoughts on the fights. I thought Cheeto looked just
Flat.
off. Yeah, he just
flat.
looked off.
Well, okay. So we kind of talked about how Cheeto wins moments. He's always kind of looked like that, right? And then is able to steal that moment away, like we talked about in the Font fight, the Frankie Edgar fight. Like there's that. He's durable, he's tough, and then he's always kind of finds a way to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just too much of a gamble. And right, the odds makers had it right, and Davidson Figueiredo, man, I mean, he's a real contender in the 135-pound division. Congrats to him, he looked great. And then who else? Sandhagen, right?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
it was weird because you're watching the live. And even the tweets coming in, people had Sandhagen up like 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, the rounds were close.
Yeah.
I had Umar winning, but it wasn't like a wash.
Yeah.
It was close enough. And I think Umar did a great job of like finding the right moment to fit in, to score a takedown, to change the vantage point of the viewpoint of the judge.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the striking was super close. Then he scored a good takedown.
Kind of won him the round.
To kind of win in the round, seal those rounds up.
Yeah.
But just aesthetically, you look at it as a whole, it's like, ooh, like he added that in, we're going to give him that round because of that.
Yeah.
It was interesting, man. And I talked to my good friend Sean Madden this morning, and he made up a good point too. He's like, such a tough fight for Sandhagen and Trevor to try to find their mold in that fight as
That'd be
well.
your first fight
That'd
to
be
try
your
to do
first
that?
fight
Yeah.
together, So there was some interesting backstories I think that came out in this fight.
Yeah.
But credit to both guys. I thought it was a very entertaining fight, man.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought it was a very entertaining, high level
Chess.
And I think everyone now comes out of this fight understanding how good Umar is, and his striking was impressive as well. And the way he blended his striking into his takedowns, he'd throw that back knee switch hook into the single leg, like he was just put it all together. So I mean, he's a real contender now in the bantamweight division. I wonder what's next for Sandhagen, you know. But he's just a guy to me that I feel like is so damn good. Right at some point, like I just feel like he's like a Robbie Lawler in a sense, where it's like he'll find championship success at some point in his career. Yeah. He's just too damn good not to. Yeah. Right. In my opinion, I just think he's so good everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. It is weird because he's on the precipice so much.
Right.
On the precipice, loses to Aljo. On the precipice, loses to Jan. On the precipice.
TJ Dillashaw,
which I thought he won that fight.
I thought he won that fight as well.
Loses to TJ and Umar. These are all like killers, bro. Like really, really good guys. I think Corey is going to be a champion. Like I think him and Sean is such a fun matchup. If Sean's even the champion by that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a hard fight to have a brand new coach and try to gel.
Sure.
And figure that out.
Yeah, both of them are great in their own right.
Yeah.
It's just like trying to find what that one needs and what you're trying to get out of them and vice versa. Just a really tough fight to make it as your first fight together too, you know.
100%. Yeah, I thought Whitman was good in the corner. Like I think that third or fourth round, he's like, we're down 3.
Yeah.
Even though like you had it, I think you had him up 2-0 right after 2 or something.
I did. I mean, I thought it was close.
Right.
I had Umar when I'm watching it, and then I'm seeing the tweets come in. And they're like, I got Corey up 2-0. And like people that you're like,
one of those fights where
and it wasn't like, oh, this dude's an idiot.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, well, maybe it is pretty damn close, you know. Yeah. And then the scorecards came out to be kind of what we all thought. But it wasn't a wash.
Yeah.
And again, like we were talking about betting value.
Yeah.
Right? Betting value.
3-1
you're okay. Like you're never okay losing, but I mean that you're never going to get Corey Sandhagen at those kind of plus odds.
Yeah. And
it still be that close of a fight.
Right.
Right? If you're plus 300, you're getting finished.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're getting washed. It wasn't that fight.
Yeah.
You know?
I know you talked about where does Corey go from here. What is there a matchup that you think would make sense for him next? Because I honestly can't think of one. Like when I think about that division, I can't think of one off the top of my head that is it Font? Like, did he fight Font already? I don't even know.
Font's booked. He's fighting Kyler Phillips.
Okay.
That's a good fight. Pull up the rankings, just out of curiosity. See. Yeah, I think now.
Yeah, Vic, can you put him on the screen right here? But let me pull him up right here.
I think now you know it's kind of you
Jan,
make it
a
yeah. I mean, Jan and him was a good fight.
Cejudo, Song Yadong, he already fought.
Him.
Aldo, but
he's booked.
Yeah, Aldo is.
Yeah.
Who's he fighting?
Fucking
damn it, Aldo. It's my favorite.
Who did he just got booked?
I thought he just fought. He beat,
Aldo just got booked.
Martinez. But anyway, here's the ranking. So Merab, Corey, Jan, Cheeto, Cejudo, Figgy, Song, Aldo, Font, Umar, and then Kyler Phillips.
I mean, he's fought all these guys.
He's fought all of them.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do with him next?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I mean, maybe Cejudo? He didn't fight Cejudo, did he?
Figueiredo. That's your fight.
Yeah?
Yep. Sandhagen, Figueiredo.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yep. You're welcome, Sean Shelby.
Yeah. Doing your job for you.
Lock it up.
Yeah.
Who's Aldo fighting? Pull that up. Or one of you guys.
Let's see.
He just got booked. Well, you're brave putting that search history up on there, bro. I swear he just got booked.
I don't see it.
Tapology.
Yeah, I'm looking. Huh. He just fought in Brazil, right? He beat Martinez.
Yeah. I swear he just got booked.
Mario Batista?
Mario Batista. See, that's what I said this entire
UFC
time.
307? Wait, which one's that? I don't even know.
Mario Batista's a dog, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good fight. Yeah, Mario Batista.
Mario Batista. Wow.
MMA lab guy, John Crouch. Shout out to John Crouch. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Sandhagen, Figgy.
That's a fight.
That's a good fight. That's a fun fight. Real quick, to go back to Figgy and Cheeto, like, has Figueiredo, like, surprised you in a way at 35? Because I think he's fighting really, really well. He takes guys
like
down when he
smart.
needs to.
Yeah.
He's being technical
fighting.
on the feet when he needs to. He can stop takedowns. His jiu-jitsu is really good.
Yeah.
I thought he was fighting really, really smart against Cheeto.
I think that, and I think the matchups for him have been really, really good.
Yeah.
Right? To kind of ease him into that division.
Cody.
I mean, they're no slouches.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I mean, like, stylistically, I think he's been able to show out.
Yeah.
And he's done really well. This is the most impressive I've seen Figueiredo.
I agree.
Because we know how tough Cheeto is, and to sit him down and to win the fight. I had a 1-1 going into 3.
Me too.
I think one scorecard had him 30-27.
Yeah,
and the other two 29. But I thought Cheeto clearly won round 2.
Yeah.
And I like that in a fighter. It's like, hey, 1-1 going into 3. What do we got?
Yeah.
And dude, he sat him down in round 3.
He
went out and took the win.
Yeah.
So, credit to him and his team. I thought it was an impressive victory.
Yeah, he was chopping that leg up. He was
Dude,
shooting for takedowns.
ripping the body.
Yeah, ripping
and
the body.
I love that. I love when dudes make a decision to go downstairs, and it's not just like, maybe I'll hit the body. It's like, dude, I'm making a sacrifice. He tucks that right shoulder down, stays in his shell, and just fucking rips that liver.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful setup, because now when you start tucking down and looking at the liver, that right hand starts peeking down, right?
Then,
there's that hook, right? You just look at it, boom, Ryan Garcia style.
Yep.
So, I mean, dude, blown away.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Congrats to Figueiredo and his team. They did a great job.
One thing I wanted to ask you real quick, and then we can move on.
Yeah,
But one thing I noticed in the fight is he kept mirroring Cheeto's stance.
Sure.
Every time Cheeto went orthodox, he'd go orthodox.
Yep.
He went southpaw, he'd go southpaw. Why does a fighter do that? What is the...
Sometimes in your tape studies, you might see an opportunity to where, well, let's say like if we're open stance right away, he might go for the kick to the body, or he might try to do this or that. Something you might catch on tape. We've done that quite a bit, where I think like mirroring a stance is advantageous for a guy. But especially if you're a calf kicker, you're attacking the calf, it's better if it's closed stance. You're able to find that lead leg. And if you're good out of both stances, that's why a lot of times you'll mirror. The other thing what you can do is if, let's say, you're in a open or closed stance, and you're continuously switching your stance, the guy who's trying to stay in whatever stance, his optimal stance, you want to blast the inside low kick, whatever side the inside low kick is, because it's going to disrupt the rhythm of the stance, right? So if I'm orthodox and I'm just switching over to southpaw without hands, you should right away try to attack that inside leg.
Yeah.
It just really disrupts the rhythm. So, but when you mirror it, I mean, this is almost the same thing for me. We mirror stances usually to attack the calf.
Yeah, I thought it was a brilliant performance from Figgy and obviously from Umar as well. Switching gears, staying with UFC though, Dan Ige just got rebooked. He's fighting Lerone Murphy.
Yeah, great fight.
And is there a sphere in Abu Dhabi? Because I wasn't aware that there was one. Dan, obviously,
we have a sphere at home.
Yeah.
Come on, Mom.
Dude, what the fuck, UFC? Like, honestly, this guy did this solid for you in his one ask. I'll fight anyone, doesn't matter who it is, unranked, ranked,
love to fight
whatever.
At the sphere,
but I want to fight the sphere, and they're like, no, we're gonna go to Abu Dhabi.
Sphere in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Middle East. Any conversation you have with Dan about not just the fight, but the sphere versus Abu Dhabi, anything like that?
He doesn't give a shit.
I know he doesn't, but he asked. You know what I mean?
I know, man.
He's got to be a little bit upset.
I don't think he's upset at all. I mean, Dan's he's all about the best perspective.
Yeah.
He's not gonna gripe or moan. I mean, I'm sure he wanted to be on that card. I'm sure there was a part of him. But then, Dan always goes into everything's a blessing. There's,
sure.
It's a blessing
Yeah.
in the UFC. He's got a new deal. He's fighting this guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's another experience for us. We're going to be on the road. I'm going to be out there with Francis.
Yeah.
I'll just stay on that side of the world and,
Yep.
be out there with him for the next.
Yeah, because that fight's the 17th, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, if that's
If that's the date.
If that's the date, or if they're booking it or whatever.
Swing right over to Abu Dhabi.
Cruise right over on my
Middle East,
camel.
bro. Yeah.
Cruise through the desert.
What? At least Abu Dhabi, you can have some sort of a
for sure.
Nightlife, if you will,
right?
Or even just go to the lobby bar,
right? Have a drink or 12
or 12.
Yeah, no, it's actually, man, because when we were out there, it was Fight Island, it was COVID,
Yeah.
but they were locking us in our room.
Yeah.
Well, locking us, but
But you had to stay on property and
you had to stay in your room. Like when we got there, the first Fight Island card, right? 48-hour mandatory quarantine. So you landed. It was like a sci-fi movie. Everybody was in hazmat suits. Like talking about this now is kind of funny. Like looking back, you're like, what, dude? A lot of bullshit.
It's amazing that like, I don't even want to get into it because it's so crazy. Like, what the fuck were we doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck were we doing?
Yeah. Hey, man, look, to each is their own. I'm just saying, like, that experience as a whole, like, kind of looking back at it, was like, this is a big waste of money. Yeah. Big waste of time.
Big waste of a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, but no, we were out there the first time. I mean, Jared Gordon, I ended up cornering Jared Gordon because his team had COVID. Ige was on that card. Joe Benavidez. Right, that was the first Fight Island. When we're out there.
Who'd Joe fight?
Figueiredo.
Oh, what was it? The rematch or the first one?
It was the rematch. It was the rematch because the first one ended up being a no contest.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
in
no,
like
Figgy
Virginia
missed weight
or something like that.
Yeah, Figgy missed weight, so the title was still kind of in limbo.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you're there, and you're basically stuck in your room.
Yeah.
You know, I had Skyler, Dan's brother-in-law, was my roommate, and we were just stuck in a room playing PlayStation. You know, making sure that you didn't have COVID for the first 2 days, and then, you know. And then you stayed on the property. You couldn't go anywhere. You're basically locked in this beautiful compound. It was nice.
It was nice.
But you're
at
like
the Palm, right, or whatever.
The W.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're at the W.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, dude, what was Abu Dhabi like? I'm like, I don't know. It's like,
but the W's nice.
Just lock yourself in a hotel. That was it.
Didn't they have that thing where the guy like scaled the side of the building with the bag for a fighter?
Yeah,
Am I remembering that correctly?
That idiot.
Yeah.
Ottman,
yeah.
Ottman's like crew. That is
Ottman,
crew.
Yeah.
It's like a bag of potatoes or something stupid. Like you're gonna get caught with something good, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts just on Lerone in the matchup with Dan.
He's good.
He is good.
Yeah, he's very good, man. He's good. He's well coached. I know his coach very well. I think he comes from a very good team. And then like just his growth and development and watching him in the last few years, you know.
Yeah.
Very good matchup. I think it's a fun matchup.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good things that Dan can do in this fight. We're going to have to really sit down and look how we want to implement this game plan.
Yeah.
But very, like when I watched both of them, they have a similar style in a lot of ways, especially in their striking. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun fight.
It's a fun matchup. I know Dan stays in shape always, but camp starts, I assume, next couple weeks?
He's out training with Holloway right now.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He went out there and trained with Max.
Oh, I forgot that fight got announced too on that card.
Oh, the card is stacked.
Yeah,
the card is stacked. And when I saw them roll out the main card, I was like, wow, this is a dope card.
I saw a meme and it said, you know, Holloway, Topuria, who not Whitaker, but who's the other fight? The other
Hamzat Whitaker, and then.
But there was like a third fight anyway. But then it got to Whitaker, and it was like Whitaker versus Chimaev, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. Hamzat, come on, bro. Okay, we'll table the UFC talk for now, because this episode today is going to be, I think, Eric's first love. We're going to talk about football.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about college football. You know, a sport that you and I both really like.
Yeah.
But you played at the collegiate level too. Where did you play? I always forget.
Well, I went up to Reno. That didn't work out too well for me. I got in some good trouble there. That's a whole podcast episode. We just bring on a bunch of my college roommates.
Yeah. Talk
some dumb stories that happened. And then I went to Dixie Junior College. And man, Dixie was a powerhouse back then when it came to JC. I think for a lot of like younger guys right now, I wish that I would have understood that it's okay to go smaller level, like junior college, small level college football, especially with the way you can transfer portal now. Back then that wasn't an option. Like if I left Reno and you went down, you could play, but if you went from Division I to Division I, you had to sit out a year. Yeah, so there was a lot of those issues. But you know, when I got to Dixie was a D1, essentially D1 talent junior college. There's a bunch of rejects, right? Non-qualifiers or guys that were, you know. So Eric Lockhart was our running back. He was at University of Tennessee, and there was a guy named Jamal Lewis that was starting ahead of him.
Yeah.
So he's
just some guy.
Yeah, just some guy. So he left and came to, you know, Dixie to play, and then ended up going to Louisville.
Yeah.
Right? And then we had like other guys that were like from the University of Florida, that went, ended up transferring out to LSU or whatever else, like big colleges.
Yeah.
But Dixie was a pit stop for guys to be able to get still more playing time. At the time,
Last
Dixie,
Chance U before Last Chance
it
U.
100% was.
Yeah.
And, Dixie gave scholarships.
Yeah.
So it did bring on a lot of talent. Like there was junior colleges that didn't give scholarships. I know in California, they didn't give scholarships there. Maybe you got some in-state tuition or some other stuff to help you out.
Yeah.
But Dixie was full rides, so we had a lot of talent when we were there, man. And then, we played against Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel left Weber State. My brother was at Weber State. And then my brother calls me. He's like, yo, this dude, Josh Heupel, is going to fillet you guys. He's going to Snow. And I was like, come on, bro. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Josh Heupel was the truth.
Yeah.
He was like 500 yards. We still beat him, but he was good. And then Josh Heupel left
to
Oklahoma and won the Heisman. I think they won the national championship. They beat Florida State. No, whatever. Yeah. They had White. They had Jason White.
We won the national championship.
You won it that year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually a split one they did, remember? Yeah. And then we beat Oklahoma that next year to win it, and then
But I think it's important for like young guys to understand like Division I isn't always like the end all be all. There's, for me, I think psychologically, I graduated young, graduated at 17 years old. Had I had one more year of high school, I think mentally developed a little bit more.
Yeah.
Physically, I was there, but I was still behind.
Yeah.
And I think slowing everything down, right? I was still kind of a mama's boy, stuck at, I wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
I was acting out. I was immature, so the junior college route can be safe for a lot of guys to go and learn how to be a collegiate athlete, and I like Dixie a lot, man. I love St. George. It was a great town. And then when I got there, it was all like high school teammates of mine or guys that I played against in high school. George Gordon, one of my best friends, my roommate, still talk to him this day. He was our fullback. And then like he ended up being my roommate in college. So it was an amazing experience for me, just being there with the Vegas crew and guys that you knew and loved. Josh Berkman. Berkman was a running back at Dixie.
Fighter, Josh.
Dude,
Berkman.
Josh Berkman can ball. Josh Berkman was good.
Wow.
I was a year older than him, but Josh was very good. Like we had a lot of good talent when we were right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Berkman can ball, dude.
Yeah. This casual knows who Josh Berkman is. I don't know if you guys know who Josh Berkman was.
230 pound Josh Berkman. Josh was big.
Was he big, huh?
Yeah, I would say 230, but he was big. Yeah, he was.
And what he fought at 170, right?
Yeah, and then I think he made it down to 55 at some point. Yeah. Josh was a baller.
Yeah, speaking of the junior college thing, like that's so funny you say that because like you said, Josh Heupel, Aaron Rodgers went to junior college, Cam Newton went to junior college. Cam was at Butte, right? Aaron Rodgers went to Chino or some shit, I thought.
Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
But a few guys, like they start D1 or they go junior college, or they start junior college, go D1. That's
yeah. We
smart.
had like a guy. He was ahead of me, Wade Perkins, unbelievable running back. I think when out of high school he was going to go to University of Colorado, played at Green Valley, and I think Wade was a non-qualifier. He couldn't get in with his grades, and I might be wrong. This is years ago, but Wade ends up going to Dixie, and who's there? Oh, Corey Dillon.
Oh yeah,
so
just some guy.
Guess what, Wadey? You're moving a corner.
Yep.
So I mean, there was this, that was the type of talent that we had at Dixie, man, at the time.
Yeah.
It was.
What'd you play? What positions?
So I got there as a receiver. Did everything as a receiver, and then just from some injuries, I got moved to free safety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were just laying hats.
Well, we had a kid, Maya. We called him Radar. Maya Smith. He went to Western, and this dude was a beanpole, like skinny. Pound for pound, the hardest hitter I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, he was good. And then we had Chris Bogofe. Chris is a Hawaiian legend.
Oh, really?
If you talk about Hawaii football, Chris's name's going to come up every time. It's like, of course, Maki's cousin.
Right,
like people
right.
So just hammers from all over the country. But, that's kind of where I fell in love with the Hawaiian culture, was playing football with these guys. And their entire family would move from Hawaii to be in St. George, Utah to watch their kid play football. But I started to learn just about like the Hawaiian culture and just how much like I appreciated and love that, like that energy, that atmosphere. And those guys, man, like to this day, like I think that's kind of why I coached them so well.
Yeah.
It's just I was brought up playing football with a lot of these guys, and a lot of them were Mormon. That's why they went out there,
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy stories. All right, let's kind of get into this. I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to basically just pick our 12-team playoff. and then we'll pick our winners from there. So the 12-team playoff, the 4 conference champions are the first 4 seeds. They get the first round bye, I think. The next 5 through 8 host 9 through 12.
Yep.
And those are just like the best records, and then 1 group of 5 player.
Is this it?
That is the schedule. But I sent you a link to what the playoff would look like. This is some guy, Bruce Feldman's prediction, but at least has the playoff bracket.
Bro, we cut through all the bullshit. You know I'm not picking anybody but Florida State.
Yeah, I know.
So if you're trying to ask me to like do this like non-biased,
You think they're actually going to win the championship?
yeah.
No, you don't. All right, let's start. Let's just start.
How
with,
did Florida State do last year versus LSU? The last 2 years. How'd they do?
Send me the link again.
we can cut.
How'd
We
they
can
do,
cut
bro?
the pod, bro?
How'd they do?
Listen, man, we were going through a transitional period. I just emailed it to you, Vic.
What transit? What is this shit?
We're going through a transitional period.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No, you guys are going to be really good. But we can start there. Do you think they're going to win the ACC?
I think they're the front runner. I mean, okay, so Miami's going to be better with Cam Ward at quarterback.
Yep.
I think they're going to be much better.
That's the kid from Washington State, right?
Yeah. I feel like he was somewhere else too. But anyways,
Yeah.
I think Cam Ward transfers. But I think Clemson's going to be interesting because they do so well at recruiting and reloading.
Yeah.
The one knock on Clemson is they don't do anything with the transfer portal,
Dabo Sweeney.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously those 3 I think are going to be up there. And then you brought up Virginia Tech.
Dude, I like Virginia Tech a lot. That
Yeah.
kid, Kieran Drones, I think is
Yeah.
his name, Kyron Drones.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good. I just think they're a sleeper. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to be like, 12-0.
Yeah.
But I think they're a sleeper. I think they're a team to watch.
Do you know whose kid just signed with them?
Who?
Vitor Belfort's son.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback, right?
Quarterback,
Yeah.
Met him a few times. Good kid.
Yeah.
Really good kid.
He could sling it. I
Yeah.
saw some videos of him. Yeah. Vitor Belfort's son just signed with Virginia Tech. Florida State, I can't. You guys got Young Gogole or whatever, right?
DJ, yep.
I don't buy into that kid, man. I thought he was going to be so good. And
That's it.
that's it. That's last
it.
year's. If last year had the 12 team, but
Right.
yes, you could leave that because that's just like
It gives us
us an idea of like what the bracket looks like. But I'm not a believer in DJ, bro. He had so much talent at Clemson.
You're a hater.
He had talent at Oregon State.
You're just a hater.
I just don't think he's that good, man. And they're gonna be good, but y'all lost the quarterback.
Yeah.
Y'all lost the country ass Louisiana boy that's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman, and then the big guy, big
Johnny
receiver,
Wilson.
Johnny Wilson, which I don't know where he went, but
He dropped too many balls, man.
Yeah, he
Johnny was good. He's a big body receiver.
Yeah.
I thought he did better the year before.
yeah,
And he kind of made his name. And then
Yeah.
this last season, I feel like he kind of fell off, and I think that's why he didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know
did
if
he
he
go
got
undrafted?
I don't know if he went undrafted
Or just
but
late round
It
pick,
might have been late round
Yeah.
or free agent. But I mean, a big body receiver like that's
Yeah.
gonna get some time.
Yeah.
Training camp at
Yeah.
least.
All right, so you're taking Florida State
I'm gonna okay.
to win the conference. Let's just say,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
You're gonna take Florida State.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
so they'll be a top 4 seed for you.
All right.
Okay, because that's a conference winner. I'm gonna go ahead and take Miami. They haven't been. I saw something. where
Oh, bro.
I know. They finished top 10 in the final standings one
Bro,
time
their coach
in 21 years.
ran the ball when he could have took a knee versus like you think that dude's gonna win
I don't think Cristobal's
anything?
that good of a coach,
No,
but I do
he's
think
not.
they're gonna have. I
No,
do
when
think
you
they're
can
gonna have
take a
talent.
knee and win a game
And you run the ball and
run the
fumble.
ball and then fumble and lose
Yeah.
to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
All right, fair enough. I'll go
Come
with
on,
Virginia
bro.
Tech. What I text you
Oh
earlier.
my god.
I'm taking Virginia Tech to win the conference. Sleeper of the year.
All right, write it down.
Virginia Tech, top 4 seed. But I do think Florida State will make the playoffs. So
Okay.
I'm going to keep track of these. I'm going to write these down so that we can put them out later.
I think there's going to be some manuscript of video evidence of
yeah,
what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
write
I
them
think
down.
So too.
Whatever you want to
so
do.
Eric is taking FSU, and I'm taking Vatek with the sleeper of the century. Okay, so do you think they're going to be like? Give me a prediction record for Florida State. Like 12-0 again, 11-1. What are you thinking?
We're classic for losing a dumb game.
Yes,
Like-
you didn't last year.
We didn't last
Yeah,
year, but we
didn't help
made it.
you
We
at all
made it
anyways,
interesting.
right.
But I think we're always classic for losing one dumb game. Yeah, I don't know. Where's the Miami game at? I think that one's on the road.
Yeah. Bro, Virginia Tech, they got 2 hard games all year. They're at Miami and they host Clemson. They don't play Florida State. They don't play anyone that's like relevant in that conference.
You're on these
They
guys,
play
huh?
Duke, but Duke is not going to be what
Duke's
they were
down.
last year because
Lost the
Elko's
coach,
gone.
lost the
Lost the
quarterback.
quarterback. Exactly. So I like Vatek a lot, actually. Okay, Big Ten with all 4 of their new teams or 6 of their new teams, USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington all added to the Big Ten, in addition to Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. Early thoughts on that? Do you have it pulled up on your?
I'm just kind of looking at some of the because these conferences are a mess now.
They're crazy.
What
bro.
traditionally we thought of the Big Ten is no longer
Right.
But dude, you got Oregon playing Ohio State. Like these are some
Yeah.
pretty dope matchups to even start.
Yeah, they're gonna be sick.
I think Ohio State's the cream of the crop when it comes to that division, especially talent wise, recruit,
They have no
reload.
quarterback though, bro.
But they got the transfer kid from Kansas State, Howard.
Yeah, but who knows how he's gonna
Yeah,
be? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but they probably had some 7 5-star quarterbacks
100%.
sitting behind them.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Joe Burrow just trash
Yeah.
at Ohio State. Just
Yeah.
throw this dude out and
Yeah.
becomes the greatest college
Yeah.
quarterback of all time at LSU.
that guy.
Yeah,
Kiss that guy.
So I think you got to look at Ohio State, cream of the crop when it comes to that division. I think Oregon right there. Who else? I think Penn State's going to have a good year.
Penn State's like the team that I'm always out on because they're always supposed to be good
And then
they
they're not.
always
Yeah,
fuck
I
up.
can see that. Yeah.
And that kid, what's the quarterback's name? Aller? Sean Aller? Drew Aller? I forget his name, but he's supposed to be a Heisman candidate like 2 years in a row.
Not.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
They always
like Penn
find
State.
like weird ways to lose.
Yes.
You know? And then
Yes.
like the games where like you want to see them beat Michigan at home or somebody
Yeah.
at home, they just lay an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's Franklin. I don't know. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a big
don't know
believer
either.
in him.
I think it's also just like Big Ten football is so fucking hard to
Yeah,
watch, bro.
bro.
It's outside of Ohio State. Well, now they have Oregon and stuff, but like it's just it's the Steelers of the college football.
Yeah.
Run, pass, kick. That's
Yeah.
the formula for Big Ten. I like Oregon to win the conference.
Really?
I think they're going to win it in their first year. They got the kid from was he from Oklahoma, Raiola, that transferred? He's in like his 7th year of eligibility or 6th
Raiola
year.
is the kid from Nebraska.
Is he in Nebraska?
Dylan
Oh,
Raiola.
Gabriel.
Yes,
Dylan Gabriel is who
Dylan
I'm
Gabriel,
thinking of.
yeah.
That's who they have.
He's the Hawaiian boy.
Yes. He was at Oklahoma.
Yep.
And now he transferred to Oregon
He was at UCF.
and UCF before
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I just think they're going to be loaded. I think I'm interested to see how Big Ten football teams react to the speed of Oregon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's always been the knock on them when they play the SEC.
Yeah.
The SEC is fast and powerful.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I want to see how they do, but I think Oregon's going to win it. I think they'll beat, I think they're in the same division as Michigan, so they would have to beat Ohio State
In the championship.
in the
game.
championship to win the conference. So I'm going to go Oregon
I like that.
to win the Big Ten.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you going Oregon too?
No, going to Ohio State. But I like what
Yeah.
you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
that.
I like Oregon over Ohio State in the conference championship.
All right. Write it down.
Yep. Write it down. I got it. Eric is OSU and Randy is Oregon. I used to love when LSU would beat Oregon's ass because they're so like, look at our jerseys and our shoes and we're this and we're flashy, and LSU was like, that's cute.
I was going to school.
Here's 47 points on your head.
Yeah, but that was such a great recruiting tool. Like I remember
of
when I was a
course.
kid, and then Jeff Tedford came to our school, and like that was like their whole recruiting thing was
Yeah.
like, look at all of our uniforms
Right.
and everything. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get a lot of kids going
Yeah,
there. You know,
when you have all those colorways and
Yeah,
unlimited
100%.
Nike money,
100%.
and now they have an unlimited NIL fund
Yeah.
from Phil Knight.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, honestly, them and Arkansas probably have the most NIL money because Arkansas is funded by Jerry Jones and then the Tyson Farms family.
Yeah.
So they got crazy money. All right, ACC, Big Ten, Big 12 additions this year. I guess the biggest addition would be Utah in the Big 12. And then Texas and Oklahoma are gone.
Gone,
which is
dude. I know,
crazy.
clears the
crazy.
path, yeah.
Kansas State quarterback gone.
Yep.
In Miami, like we just talked about. Do you have any thoughts on the Big 12?
I lean towards Utah.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma State's going to be stacked.
Me too. That's
Yep.
my pick. I
Yeah.
love them.
I think Oklahoma State, Utah, those are the two.
Yeah.
You know,
Cam, what's the quarterback's name for Utah? Cam Rising.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming into his 15th year of
Yeah,
eligibility
17th
at
year.
Utah.
Yeah.
Bro has been there forever, bro.
Go on the Mormon missions,
He has
bro.
been
You're good.
there for
Yeah,
fucking
he's been
ever.
There. He's been there for a minute.
And he had an injury last year, right? Like
Yeah.
Achilles or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I like Oklahoma State to beat Utah. I know a lot of people think Kansas State's going
That's
to
a
be
good
good
pick.
because they finished well last year.
Lost their quarterback,
They
though.
lost their quarterback. I don't know how they're going to be. They lost their running back too. That little 5'5"
Yep.
dude that's killing it for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, but that was 2 years ago.
Was it 2?
Yeah, he's been
I thought
out.
it was last year.
No.
My bad. But yeah, I like Oklahoma State. I think they're going to be loaded.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be loaded. So I think they beat Utah to win the Big 12. But I think Utah's right there. Like I think
Yeah.
they're going to be, 11-1, 10-2 type
Sneak
type
in.
team. Yeah. So what's your pick? You got Oklahoma State over Utah too?
Yeah, give me Oklahoma State.
Eric
I think they
and
beat Utah.
Okay, State. Okay, cool. Big 10, Big 12. Oh, and then
SEC.
last but not least, the best conference in the land, the most stacked conference with the best teams, including the best team of all time, the LSU Tigers. Huge conference additions this year with Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Texas 1 game away last year
Yeah.
from going to the national title. They bring almost everybody back.
Yeah.
They lost their speedy receiver, right, Xavier Worthy,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost, I think, maybe like a piece on the D line or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't
but
remember.
the transfer portal, they brought guys right back
Yep.
in. I
Yeah.
think they got the receiver kid from Alabama. They got
Yes.
some,
Yeah.
They just reload, bro.
And SEC West, Texas is in the SEC West, if I'm not mistaken,
That would make sense.
which is just the most ridiculous conference of all time, or division in a conference of all time. So that's Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn, A&M, Texas. All in the Mississippi State, they suck.
Going to Vanderbilt.
Arkansas, they suck. Vanderbilt's in the East.
Oh.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's in the East. That's insane. Oh, wait. Is Oklahoma in the... Or did they just get rid of the conferences altogether? Now I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Georgia.
They might... Yeah, the East is going to be... The East is good, too.
It's Georgia and
Florida.
Texas.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah? Dude,
Georgia and
Missouri was
Texas.
good last year.
It's Georgia and Texas, bro.
You think so?
Yes.
I think I'm going to go Ole Miss and Georgia. I think Ole Miss is going to be really, really good. Jackson Dart, another guy who's been in college for 12 years.
Yeah. Utah guy.
Utah guy.
Skyline, I think.
I think Ole Miss, Texas for the West, I think makes a lot of sense. It's going to be one of them too.
Okay.
But I think I like Ole Miss and Georgia. Missouri's going to be good though, man. Don't sleep on Missouri. They were really good last year.
But they're a 3-loss team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But they were good. They're like Penn State. They always find a way to kind of trip up on something. But they're good. Their quarterback comes back. They got speed.
They got good receivers.
They got really good receivers.
No,
They
I
lost their
agree.
running back, but yeah, they're going to be good. I think LSU is going to be. This is just my homer. Like I got to talk about LSU. They're going to be good, but I think it's going to take a year because they brought their old DC back from Missouri. They brought their old D-line coach back. And the most important piece is their recruiter. His name is escaping me right now, but the dude recruits Louisiana better than anyone ever. And Louisiana has some of the best talent in the country, in addition to like Florida and Texas and stuff. They got Nussmeier, who's coming back for his like 5th year. I don't think he's going to be the best, but LSU's going to be good. I think they're like a year away still, but they're going to be good. And they just signed the number 1 quarterback in the 25 class.
Yeah, that kid
good.
is a
kid's
freaking legend.
Yeah, I seen that.
He is going to be so good.
So who do you got, bro?
I got Ole Miss.
Winning the SEC?
Winning the SEC. No, I'll probably go Georgia because Carson Beck's back, right? Their quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think
Who's your
Georgia.
2 fucking teams?
Georgia and Ole Miss. I just said. And I got
Georgia and Ole Miss.
beating.
You got Georgia beating Ole Miss.
Correct.
All right.
Who's your 2 teams?
Texas and Georgia.
And you got.
Georgia.
Okay, I thought you were gonna pick Texas to win the SEC in his first year. I was like, you're crazy.
No.
Okay, so then
I just don't trust Sarkisian.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so we both got Georgia. So that means we got our top 4 seeds. Oh, well, who do you think is going to be the number one? Who do you think is going to have the best record? Georgia? Florida State. Okay, so you got Florida State in the 1 seed. I'll put Georgia in the 1 seed. 2 seed, I'm going with, let's see here. I'll go with Oregon in the 2 seed.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Who you got?
Oregon, let's see. I'm going to say Ohio State, 2 seed.
Yeah, because that's your
Yep.
pick. 3 seed, I'm going Oklahoma State.
Okay.
And then 4 seed, I'll go Virginia Tech.
Georgia, 3 seed. My 4 seed would probably be, who's my other conference winner?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah. So if they win that conference, are they 4 seed?
Yeah, because if you're a conference champion,
Okay.
you host
that's
a game.
that's my 4 seed.
Yeah, which is going to be weird, right? Because Oklahoma State could win the conference at like 10-2.
Yeah.
And Texas is 11-1.
Right.
And they're a 5 seed instead of a
Right.
4 seed or whatever.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma State as my 4.
Okay. All right. So there's our 4 seeds, and then the next ones 5, 6, 7, and 8 would probably be the runners up from all those conferences, right?
Yep.
So that's Texas,
Utah.
Who'd you have Florida State beating?
Miami.
So Miami for you, and then who was the other one?
Ohio State versus Oregon.
Oh, Oregon for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be those. So how would you like kind of? Do you have those kind of listed in any type of way?
No, but I think honestly, Texas probably runs through a lot of that. Like if it ends up being like Texas versus Oklahoma State,
in
the just
runs through
Texas,
all the way to like Georgia.
Yeah,
or somebody.
exactly. I think.
So what do you have for your national title then? Like let's just jump ahead or actually wait. Who do you have for your group of 5? We didn't touch on that. So group of 5 is going to be the last team.
The others.
So that's like Memphis, Liberty, Appalachian State, Fresno State, Boise State, like those type of teams.
Yeah, I don't like to make the playoffs
because I think
one App State will sneak in as the 12.
You think?
I think that's a
yeah
group of 5 guys that would make it in. I think you got to put Notre Dame in there somewhere. You know,
Notre Dame definitely is going to make it.
I think Notre Dame's in. Now you got to look at like how many SEC teams make it in, right? Alabama, do they make it in? Does LSU make it in?
Georgia, Texas,
right?
Ole Miss, for sure. Oklahoma.
So this is your problem, though, right? And I say not problem, but like last year, Florida State deserved to be in the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
They deserved to be in the playoffs, bro.
No,
yeah, they did. 100% they did.
Okay,
you
they went undefeated.
You can't go undefeated and win the conference.
Yeah.
And say, well, because the quarterback is injured.
Yeah.
Right. You're not looking at the overall, like the body of work. You're projecting, going, oh, well, this dude.
Yeah.
You know, which caused every player to essentially sit out versus the Georgia game.
Yeah.
Which sucked.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. But if you're arguing about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You know? So I can imagine 3 to 4 SEC teams making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they'll get 5, but that would be insane.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame, and then you said App State. I like Memphis. Memphis beat
yeah, that's a good pick.
Memphis beat who'd they beat in their bowl game last year? It was like a good team. I can't remember.
I can't remember last week, homie.
I know, dude. But anyway, I like Memphis. I think they're gonna be in there. But my final 4, I think I like Georgia. I like Oregon, I like Texas, and I like Oklahoma State. I think those would be my final 4.
I just don't.
Teams.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think Oklahoma State. I think they win the conference, but I don't think they do good in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
Think they lose to like an Ohio State? Or
I think they lose to anybody on this side over
Ole
here.
Miss.
Yeah. I don't believe in them like that. I think they can navigate through that conference.
Yeah.
Sneak their way into the top 4, but I don't think they do shit in the playoffs.
That's fair.
You know?
What do you think in your top 4 teams?
You got to go Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm going to pick Florida State in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Big Ten, that's a toss-up. I think you could put Oregon or Ohio State in there and how they navigate through the playoffs, right? And I think like one of the wild card SEC teams, bro. Even like a Tennessee, you know?
Yeah.
Like somebody,
Texas?
Like a Texas. Yeah, I think
Ole Miss.
somebody like that sneaks their way in.
Okay. That's fair enough. Who's your national title matchup?
Florida State, Georgia.
Ooh. And the winner?
We got to get redemption from last year. So Florida State. Come on, man. Yeah, I told you guys.
Instead of 49-3, it'll be 49-10 this year. Okay,
fine,
cool.
Fine.
I think I'm gonna go Georgia and Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, I think Oregon's gonna be really good. I don't know if I'll pick them to beat Georgia, but I'm gonna pick Georgia as my national champion.
I like that.
But I like Georgia, Oregon in the final. I think Oregon's gonna be really good. I like Dan Lanning too.
How do you think Alabama's gonna do?
It's gonna be interesting. I don't think they're gonna be bad.
Right.
But I think it's ridiculous to expect Kalen DeBauer to go like 12-0 or 11-1 in his first year.
Yeah,
like,
just not in that conference.
Yeah, that conference is too hard, bro.
Yeah.
It's too freaking hard. And their schedule. Can we pull up their schedule, Vic? Let me see if I can pull it up on here. Alabama. So they open with some Western Kentucky, then South Florida, Wisconsin, Georgia, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU. Oh, they actually don't play Texas or they play Oklahoma. Oh, their schedule's not that bad actually.
Yeah.
Their schedule's actually not that bad.
They got Georgia at home.
Yep.
That's good.
They got Georgia at home. They're at Oklahoma. Could be a tough game. They're at LSU. Definitely will be a tough game. Poor Vanderbilt, dude.
That's the one right there.
Tennessee?
Yeah, in Knoxville.
So, huh?
They've always had a hard time.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and they go to LSU?
Yeah, they're at LSU. Bro, you
and
know
they go to Oklahoma?
You know whose schedule is brutal? Pull up Florida's schedule.
Florida.
Dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that dude's getting fired.
They get the shittiest end of the stick,
just Florida.
Bro. Yeah, just Florida, not Florida State. Yeah, Alabama's schedule's not huh?
Can't see this far. 2020 Florida's football schedule.
Yeah, right there. Okay. They start with Miami, right? Samford, A&M, Mississippi State, whatever, UCF. Tennessee.
They go to Texas.
Scroll down. Tennessee, Kentucky. Then they got Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State to end the year. Dude. Oh, my God. Their November is horrible. Horrible.
So they open with Miami?
Yes. They open with Miami on August 31st.
Wow.
Samford, A&M, that's a tough game. Mississippi State, whatever, UCF. Tennessee, tough game. Kentucky, whatever. Bro, those last 5 games of the year, my God.
Here's the crappy thing is like a lot of their home games are teams that they should actually beat.
Yeah.
They don't really have the tough teams are on the road.
At Georgia, at Texas, at Florida State.
Yeah.
And then they get Ole Miss and LSU at home. But fuck, that's a schedule.
That's a tough schedule.
LSU has a tough one too. We got SC to open up and UCLA. And then home against Ole Miss, home against Alabama we just saw, at Florida, and then home against Oklahoma.
Have you been to any big you've been to LSU games?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Have you ever traveled to any of these other places?
No, I haven't. I haven't gone to. I've been to Oxford for like a tailgating thing, but I never went to a game in the stadium. But there's nothing like it, man. When I was going to LSU games was like Tebow's time at Florida.
Right. Oh God.
So it was like that was like T.J. Yeldon was at Alabama, and Trent Richardson was at Alabama. I think it was no. That was too late. Maybe Mark Ingram. And then Tebow and Riley Cooper and all those guys and Aaron Hernandez at Florida. That was those years.
Yeah.
Bro, those LSU games were crazy.
Oh,
bro.
I bet.
That was
I've been to one LSU game post Katrina, and it was
in Tiger Stadium.
Oh
in
yeah,
Death Valley.
Yeah,
bro,
dude,
best.
unreal.
Night game or day game?
It was an afternoon game, and it was Georgia versus LSU. Matt Stafford was the quarterback.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
so
dude.
2008, 2009.
Yeah, and Matt Stafford just filleted him.
Yeah,
filleted him.
Yeah, there's nothing like it, bro. It's
dude,
amazing.
Baton Rouge was like the Walking Dead.
Yeah,
outside it was nuts because it was post Katrina and everybody was like displaced.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was bad.
Don't be walking around at night.
Yeah, Baton Rouge. Yeah, definitely don't. Yeah, New Orleans.
Dude,
Baton Rouge,
I'm with 4 of my buddies.
Yeah.
You know, one of them, I think 2 of them were police officers, like from Vegas, and then we're walking down the street and we're getting like catcalled. Like dudes are like whistling at us.
Really?
In Baton Rouge, like, hey, what's up, baby? Like, and you're just like, oh, dude. And this is a crazy story. So like, there's a car like kind of like tailing us, following us. We walked down the wrong way.
Yeah.
The first thing that somebody said to us was, do not walk off the reservation. Just stay in this area and don't be walking around.
Yeah.
And what do? Let's go find a Chili's.
Yeah.
Right, or something stupid.
Right.
We got to the point where we literally jumped in the back of a random person's pickup truck that was just like leaving the game. And we're like, dude, we got to get out of here. Can we just hop in the back of your truck and just kind of get us out of this area? And the guy, we hop in, and some girl like opens the sliders, like, what the hell y'all doing out there? You guys dumb? We're like, yep, we're fucking stupid. Can you get us out of here?
We fucked up.
Xville.
Yeah. Baton Rouge is great though. Like just when you go to the games, obviously it's not a city that you like. It's a very much college town.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's Tigerland, and then there's like Reggie's and all these places that are like bars and stuff like that. The tailgates are incredible, but it's not a place you want to like
Doak
walk
Campbell,
around.
Tallahassee. Unreal.
I would love to
bro.
go to. I'd love to go to a game there. There's two. Let me ask you this, because I have mine. What are your bucket list stadium / games to attend?
I think you have to go to Notre Dame.
Okay.
I think you just have to.
Yeah.
I think the Big House, you have to go to a Michigan game.
Yeah.
I think that like just for that vibe.
Yes.
108,000 people.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State would be one.
Yeah. Shoe.
Autzen Stadium, Oregon.
Yeah.
I think that'd be another one you have to hit. Alabama, I think you would have to hit.
Yeah.
That'd be another one.
Yeah.
I've been to Texas a bunch. Our good friend is Chris Del Conte, the athletic director.
Oh, nice.
So he was at TCU for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Built TCU up to what it was. Put so much money in that university. Then he took over Texas. I think he's been at Texas like 4 or 5 years now. And just the money that he's gotten invested back into the program.
Yeah.
That stadium, all the rebuilds, everything that they've done with it there. University of Texas is unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were on the sidelines and then like going up to the press box or the governor's suite. They roll it out, bro.
Dude, that's sick.
They roll it out.
I would love to do a game in Texas.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
It's
like
a
the
lot
Red
of fun.
or even the Red River rivalry. That's not
That's
either
it. Yeah,
one.
it's
but
Cotton Bowl.
That's the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But I've been to that. I've been to the Red River Shootout.
Really?
Yeah, I've been there when it was Adrian Peterson. Yeah. So me and my good friends, we would always pick a game every year. We would try to do a football game and an NFL game somewhere. If it backed up to somewhere. So we went to 1 year Tallahassee, drove to Jacksonville. Right, we did the Red River Shootout in Dallas. Went to a Cowboys game.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we'd always try to hit like the combo of. We went to LSU, then went to the Saints game.
Yeah,
so it was like try to back them up.
Bro.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium's terrible though.
Yeah,
it's so old.
Yeah.
I would love to do. So I want to do a whiteout at Happy Valley. in Penn State.
That'd be fun.
That would be like.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And then an Ohio State Michigan game at either stadium.
Right.
Like either one. I'd be good with. I'd want to do. The Iron Bowl, but at Jordan Hare in Auburn Stadium.
Gotcha.
I think they have much better stadium fan base.
Yeah,
like
that'd
it'd
be
be way more crazy in Auburn than Alabama.
I think you can get away with any of those SEC games and just go to Knoxville.
Neyland Stadium in Knoxville.
That'd be fun.
And then I did the Rose Bowl, not for the Rose Bowl game, but LSU played UCLA, and I went to the game. I think this was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was cool. That was cool. The sun was starting to set, and like it was.
Dude,
like
who had a dope stadium? Like when we went out there for football was Wisconsin, Camp Randall.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I feel like that'd be so whack.
But I mean, you think that?
Yeah,
dude. Camp Randall goes off.
Yeah,
Madison
they do the jump around. Like,
yeah. Dude, it goes off.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like one of those like you wouldn't think about at the time, but Camp Randall's definitely a place to go.
Yeah.
Fun.
Is it crazy? Like, I keep thinking about how NIL is right now and like how much money these freaking colleges are making.
Dude, nuts.
Like, it's crazy to think because like, we're not that old, but I can remember in the 2000s when how it was, and like there was still like, I mean, they were making money, but like nothing like this.
Yeah.
Like it's insane
Yeah.
how they've monetized it. College football is America's second biggest sport behind pro football.
Yeah.
It's bigger than professional basketball and professional baseball and all this stuff. Like, it's crazy how much money they've put
Well,
into it.
I think it's something that where instead of just doing it like shady and paying players cash and under the table,
Right.
It's just a more of an upfront way to say like, yes, we are paying players, but it's being tracked, we're going to get Sean Merriman on here soon. I'd love to talk to Sean Merriman about some of this stuff. And Jerome Sapp, good friend of mine. Jerome Sapp played at University of Notre Dame.
Yes.
He's got some wild stories. Like he was a year after me, and like thinking about how he was getting recruited and some of his stories that he had, you know, because he was a 5-star recruit he was from Houston. So could you imagine being the Gatorade Player of the Year at the time, 98, whatever it was, and just getting recruited, but getting stacks of cash coming your way?
Bro, like the whole, like Reggie Bush. Vic, I just sent you, I was on my phone, I just sent you a link. I want you to pull that up, please. But yeah, think about like, and then they were like trying to make it like it was a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they were
Everybody
all
was
getting
doing
paid.
it. Everybody's
like,
doing
bro,
it.
I was just, you know what's funny? I was just talking to someone the other day about, I don't know how this correlates, but it will. Just let me flush this out. About the McDonald's All-American game, the basketball game.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, when I was growing up, like that was the game.
Right.
Like you were so hyped to see Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James and Kobe and all these guys compete. Mm-hmm. And it was a huge thing. And there was no social media.
Right.
There was no social. And now there's social media, and that game is kind of like
fell off.
Whatever. But that led me to when we knew LeBron James had a Hummer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when Reggie Bush had like a brand new Cadillac.
Yeah.
Like, how did we know all these things with no social media?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I knew LeBron was 18 on the cover of Slam magazine and drove a Hummer.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just crazy to think. I wanted to talk about this. We talked about this briefly.
Sure.
Have you seen this list?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I actually,
it made me mad.
Why?
Because did you see who's number 2?
Was it Tebow?
It was Baker Mayfield.
Oh, Baker Mayfield.
What the fuck are we doing? And then also like, okay, stop. Hold on, pause it right there. Are we talking about a season or are we talking about a career?
A career, right?
But
so they're saying Ndamukong Suh is the number 1?
Greatest college football player ever.
Or for this, wait, ever?
Yeah, this is, since the 21st century. Go back up. 21st, so since 2000. Right?
That's Ndamukong Suh?
Yeah.
Come
right?
on.
That's what which he was dominant that year.
But like,
he single-handedly got them to the Big 12 title game against Texas.
Reggie Bush.
Right?
It's Reggie Bush.
Okay, so I want to ask you, you think it's Reggie?
I think it's Reggie Bush.
I think it's Cam Newton. But if we're talking about seasons,
right?
Because Reggie had the career, he did it for 2 or 3 years, like just shitting on people. So you
put Cam Newton above Joe Burrow?
First, bro, Cam Newton. I saw this stat the other day. From that team, they had one person get drafted that wasn't Cam Newton, and that was Nick Fairley, the D tackle, and he was out of the league in like 5 years.
Right.
He single-handedly brought that team to a national title game.
It's a down year.
And yeah, and I'm
not
an Auburn
Oregon?
fan.
Who
They beat Oregon.
They
Yeah.
beat Oregon.
They beat was it Mariota? No. It was
I think it was Mariota. No?
Mariota was the year after, I think. It was I can't remember his name. Dennis.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Maybe Dixon?
Yeah.
Maybe it was him.
Yeah, maybe.
But dude, and I love Joe Burrow, obviously. Like love Joe Burrow. But if we're talking about like a single season, it's hard for me to beat Cam because he did everything.
I mean, you can make that argument,
He did
but that's not
everything.
the guy who would come off the top of my
But
head.
Reggie's
All
right
right, scroll
there.
this down. I want to see more
Yeah.
of this. Hold on. So we got Ndamukong Suh, Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield.
dude, it's like, come on, bro.
All right,
What the
there's your
fuck are we talking
Cam.
about?
There's Cam, top
Yeah,
3. Okay.
yeah. And Florida, he didn't even play. He was backing up Chris Leak and Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
And he backed up
Yeah,
Tebow
he was
again,
out.
and then he went to Butte.
Vince Young,
That's
a
okay.
good
That's another
argument.
one.
Yep.
That's another one. Vince Young, for sure. I'd love to get Sean Merriman's thoughts on this one, too.
Ed Reed.
I thought Ed Reed played in the...
I mean,
Did he
dominant.
play in the 90s?
No.
Or no, he came out... Okay, he only got one ring then?
2001.
Yeah, so he just missed their Super Bowl.
Okay, Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Let me see who else.
Tebow. Obviously. That's who and Reggie Bush at 7 is
God,
crazy.
Reggie Bush is my 1.
Bro,
Wow.
Tebow would be up there too with Cam, and Reggie.
I hate Tebow. I couldn't
Me too.
say that.
Me too, bro. But
Bryant McKinney.
yeah,
Wow. Joe Burrow at 9.
yeah. But why include Ohio State? He didn't even play. Like, why would you even include Ohio State?
So I can see why he's at 9 when you think about the entirety of his career. Like he had the one really great year at LSU.
Because the year before he had a good year, but they went like 8-5 or something.
Yeah, this was that following year. Larry Fitz was a beast.
Yeah.
Terrell Suggs was a beast.
Yeah. I can't do O tackles, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I can't.
Just leave him out.
It's just,
leave him out.
Like
Khalil Mack.
Dude, okay, that's fair. I don't know if he had a great career, but that
he did.
year was insane. Aaron Donald at
So am
Pitt.
I missing am I in the wrong? But where's Adrian McPherson? Or not McPherson?
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson. Where am I missing the wrong?
Sean
What about Darren
Watson.
McFadden?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah. If you want to do defense too, like Tyrann Mathieu had fucking
Lamar.
2 back-to-back crazy years.
Yeah.
Lamar might be top 5 for me too.
Justin Blackmon.
He did have a great
He
year.
did.
No, you can't do Will Anderson. Yeah, there's Tyrann Mathieu. How's Adrian Peterson not on this list, bro?
Are we missing? Are we in the wrong decade?
No, 21st century is the year 2000, right? We're not stupid. It's the year 2000 plus. Adrian Peterson wasn't on this list? Bro, that's it. That's first 10 out. Yeah, how do you not have Robert Griffin on there, bro? He lit shit up.
Crabtree was a beast, bro.
Yeah, Crabtree. Yeah, that I'll always remember that catch against Texas on the sideline
dude.
when he tiptoed in.
Beast.
He knocked Texas out of the playoff. Bro, Adrian Peterson's not even on the first 10 out. Like, what are we doing?
Wait, so there's got to be something we're missing here.
Scroll back up to the top.
Yeah, he's not on the list.
But I mean, right here, go back right here, this little blurb. Ranked players a few different ways. Yeah, 24 different players have won the Heisman since 2000. All these excuses. It feels like everyone on this list should be top 10.
Crazy.
Bro, that's insane. How do you not have Adrian Peterson on a top 25 college player list from 2000 on? He was incredible.
When was Ricky Williams?
97.
Okay,
90,
okay.
Yeah, something like that. Because the Saints drafted him in 99, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude,
I remember that.
Darren McFadden.
Unbelievable year.
Yeah.
Unbelievable year.
Darren McFadden was a beast.
Leonard Fournette had a crazy year at
Yeah,
LSU.
yeah.
Cadillac Williams
Yeah.
on them 2004, 2005 Auburn teams.
Yeah. I don't know about that list.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. That's crazy. Okay, that was fun. I
Yeah.
like that. So you got Georgia over Florida State. Oh, no, you got Florida State over Georgia, and I got Georgia over Oregon, right? Yeah, okay.
So we agreed on one thing.
Yeah,
Georgia. in the finals.
Georgia's in the national championship. All right, cool. That's cool. One thing I want to touch on real quick, shifting gears again. We've gotten a couple questions on this on our YouTube channel and on our social media. And again, if you guys watch this and you have any questions for Eric or the show or want to see any guests, please leave comments on the YouTube videos. But one of the ones that we've been getting a lot is this kind of like internet drama between Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland and how they are in the gym and what happened. Because, we've seen them be like buddy cops for the
Right.
last few years. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff started coming out about the two guys. Can you kind of shed light on, how did it, you don't have to go into too much detail, but how did it start? Why was there beef? And kind of where are we today? Because some people are asking, did Chris leave the gym?
No.
Are people out of the gym? This and that. What's the deal?
These are like two brothers,
Yeah.
right? These guys fight all the time. They argue all the time. They have completely separate ideologies, right? But they love each other. They train with each other. They're around each other constantly. They literally live around the corner from one another.
Yeah.
Right. So you're gonna have these these issues arise, and this was only about some of the ways that we train.
Yeah.
That's all this was. Chris likes to do some Dutch drills, to do this, do that. Sean likes to do this, and they basically got in an argument over the way some of the training is going on.
Yeah.
No one left the gym. Chris has been there the whole entire time. Sean can be an asshole in his delivery, and that sometimes rubs people the wrong way. And these guys were literally training with each other yesterday. We're in the cage talking and everything. Everything's fine. What I told them, so I was in Manchester, and then I'm hearing all this stuff.
I saw your tweet.
Yeah.
Does dad need to come home or
Come
something
on,
like that?
too. So I get home on Monday. Sean's walking in. He's an hour early before practice. I was like, come on in the office, dude. Grab a seat. And he comes in, and I go, bro, not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? We don't, it makes us all look like idiots.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think you guys have your little back and forth banter, but just not on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Sean's like, yep, you're right. I'm sorry. Done. Say less. And that was it. That was a conversation.
Nice.
Same thing with Chris. Hey, We don't need to take this to Twitter. You have his phone number. You guys, he's like, well, Sean, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I love you both. We don't need to take any of our drama to Twitter. It's fucking stupid. Sean was buying edible arrangements and everything else. The best part about it is like, Sean's like said to Chris yesterday, he's like, bro, I wrote you like 3 different times and you write me back. And Chris like, oh, I blocked you. Like, oh, you're blocked. Like, I don't even want to talk to you. And it was like the delivery from Chris is just like so
dry.
So dry. He's like, oh no, I blocked you, bro. Like, you're not even in my life right now. So it's all stupid. Yeah. Chris. My mom was worried. My mom was writing me. My mom was like, did Chris? I'm like, I literally take a picture of Chris. He's sitting right here. He's like, no, he's right here. Like, no one's leaving the gym.
Shout out to Mama Nixick. She's our number 1 fan. For sure.
Mama's coming on the show to talk some stories.
Definitely.
Yeah, number 1 fan of the show. Mom's. But mom loves Chris. Mom loves Sean. She's got to make sure that all of her baby boys are minding their P's and Q's.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's good at the gym, guys. Like, Chris isn't going anywhere. Sean's not going anywhere. We're gonna experience those kind of dramas when we're a family. We're all a very tight knit group. Yeah. If Sean picked up the phone right now and called Chris, I need you in my corner. Chris is going to be there, and vice versa. Yeah. So you just go through those experiences, I think, as a team. It's just part of it.
Yeah. And those things happen in all gyms across the world.
Right.
It's just maybe those guys or girls keep it off Twitter.
Keep it off Twitter, dude.
So people don't see it.
Even Mick Maynard was like, because me and Mick were in Manchester together having a couple beers, and Mick's like, can I tweet this to them? I was like, please do, and tag me so I can retweet it or whatever. And Mick's like, don't you have each other's phone numbers? like write each other. Yeah, technically they do, but Chris blocked them. Yeah. So but everything's good at the gym, man. It's the same old stuff. But you start managing egos and dealing with personalities, and these things are going to happen.
Yeah. Chris with a big fight coming up too.
Yeah, dude, Kevin Holland.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And dude, Kevin's my boy. Like, I love Kevin.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate because that, like we talked about, is the fight game. You're going to meet some great people, and then you end up fighting. You end up having to fight. So it's just a part of the industry, part of the sport. So.
Speaking of fighting, have you watched the Olympics at all?
I watched. Yes, I watched. We're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
What's going on with this?
So Vic and I were just talking about this.
She a girl or not?
I think she's a girl.
Okay.
She's a girl. But we were talking about how like this stuff can catch fire on social media,
bro.
And then it's like, nobody knows the truth or anything going on, or so and so said this, so and so said that, bro. It was. I don't think I've ever seen that much reaction to something so quickly, like in my
just
life.
Jump to a conclusion.
Crazy. Yeah. And then I see like Derek Brunson, of all people, being like the voice of reason on Twitter. Did you see this?
No.
Bro, he had this tweet that was like, I don't even, fuck. We'll pull it up at some point and put it on the video. But he's like, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Y'all made this girl feel like blah, 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 blah. And it's like got tens of thousands. I'm like, when the fuck did Derek Brunson become the voice of reason on Twitter?
Good for him. Yeah, gather your facts first.
So she apparently, biological woman, born a woman, but she has some sort of medical issue, whatever, where I think she developed like a Y chromosome.
Sure.
So her like testosterone levels are like spiked through the roof.
Right.
And so I think that the argument is like she shouldn't be competing because she's basically cheating in that way, where she has like super elevated testosterone levels or is taking
what doesn't help the
testosterone.
situation? She looks like a fucking dude.
Yeah, she does.
Like,
super
that doesn't
strong jawline,
help the
strong
situation.
jawline, and,
Now, if it was some freaking dime,
you're
right, we'd be like, well, like,
it's a hot man.
Yeah, Einhorn's a
man.
Yeah,
Einhorn's a man.
God damn it.
But yeah, man, that is. But yeah, that's the thing. But they started putting out videos of her competing in 2020 in Tokyo, and she lost in like the first round, and competing in the IBA and all this. No, she looks the exact same.
Yeah.
But she lost, and then it was a whole thing. But I was
so
like,
where was all
Christ.
this back then? Did she test the same, or
she tested the same?
So
I think with the again, I haven't done all my research.
Bro, could you imagine that being your daughter though?
Dude, exactly. That's
like,
my thing. Is like I felt bad for her.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, man,
like she did nothing wrong.
Exactly. I think what it is she has elevated levels of testosterone now, which makes me think, being in the fight game for so long, that she's maybe taking some testosterone.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't be competing if she's doing that.
Right.
But it's not because she's a man beating on a woman. Like these people that say this, you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
And you're throwing grease on a fire. You know what I mean? It's like,
because they went in.
Yeah, man. You have 2 daughters. Imagine
bro.
It's sad.
I felt bad like when I started seeing like the baby pictures of her like in a dress, like 4 years old. Just like, that's a girl.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean,
and she's from Algeria, bro.
Yeah, they don't play that shit.
Fuck. And they
don't play that shit.
Imagine they're gonna send a gay trans. No, she'd be dead.
Yeah, they throw her off a cliff.
She'd be dead. Yeah. So it was crazy. Yeah. So we had to touch on that real quick.
Yeah, don't jump to the conclusions.
Crazy. Exactly. You watch anything else? Like you see the basketball or?
I watched track last night with Knox. Watched the shot put, and then Simone Biles.
Yeah, dude, she killed it.
Yeah,
they were like she needs a 13 whatever to like get gold. She got like a 15 or 16. She could
just sandbag this one and not. She's just like, oh, watch this.
Yeah.
I was happy for the little blonde girl too that went for she could have done nothing on her second vault.
What country was she?
USA.
Was she?
Jade, I think her name was.
Oh, okay.
But she could have literally just not done anything. Her choice was bronze for sure, or go for it and try to get silver. But if screws up, then she's off the podium.
And she went for it. And
she
got
went
silver?
for it, dude. I'm like, good for her,
good
man.
For her,
yeah,
man.
she ended up getting bronze. She didn't overtake for the silver.
But at least she went for it.
I was like one of those. Was like, yeah, dude, good for her.
That's
go for it. Yep.
Did you see? You said you watched track and field. Did you see the St. Lucia reaction?
Dude,
how cool is that?
Is that a barbecue?
Yes.
yeah.
Dude, that's so
it's
cool.
It's like when Francis won the title.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody outside.
Out in lawn chairs.
Yeah. That shit is so cool to me, bro.
No, I thought it was
love
dope.
that,
dude,
man.
She was beating cheeks, bro.
Yes.
She was flying.
She was, bro. She was.
Did you guys see the video of the pole vaulter?
No.
Which one?
No Diddy, bro. But he
the dude
jumped over
meat?
the pole and his penis.
Bro, his dick was so big. Yeah, pull it up.
Wait.
Yo,
Are we gonna cancel?
You didn't see this?
No, bro.
His dick was so big that he hit the fucking thing and like midair coming down. He's like,
wait, his pecker hooked.
Yeah, look. My dick's too big,
bro.
Yo.
What a good problem to have. And he's from France.
Yeah.
No way.
Shout out to him.
I thought for sure it was be some dude from the Congo.
Yeah.
Just, oh, my bad, guys. Yeah. My leg got caught. That's hilarious. Dude, that should be your Tinder fucking profile pic.
Imagine.
Just, hey, what's your Tinder? Oh, me fucking pole vaulting and my meat getting caught on the thing. Dude.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Hey, so,
what a problem to have.
Did you medal in the Olympics? Nah,
no,
man,
but guess what?
You hit the pole, with my pole.
With my pole, bro. It was like, oh boy, when he was doing the 40-yard in the combine, and his pecker fell out.
Oh yes, the fucking D lineman or some shit.
And he just buried himself right in the ground. Like, what happened? Oh, dude, that's awesome.
There was the other pole vaulter guy. I thought
it could be a lot worse, man. You know, it could be worse.
There was that one, the pole vaulter too, that someone tweeted. They were like, someone lied on their resume about the Olympics. He's like running, he goes to jump, bro. He just goes up and comes right back down, and then he hits his head on the ground, like.
I mean,
hard.
dude, if you're a country of like 10 people,
yeah. Oh my god, dude, that shit was hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Olympics never ceases to give us like some of the best content.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what a great way to wrap the show. Huh?
Yeah, with some dick jokes and some guy's meat hitting the pole.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good place to leave it on
Oof. Next week, Chris Curtis.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, that does it for this episode of Versus Us with Eric Nixick. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Comment any questions you have for us, any guests you want to see on the show, and any questions you have just in general. Make sure you follow at VSUS Pod on all social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. And then make sure you download the audio version of the podcast if you listen to the audio version anywhere you get your podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. For Eric, I'm Randy. We'll see you guys next week.